All right, beautiful souls, before we begin, I invite you to tune into your intuition and choose a number. Take a moment to connect. Maybe it's the colors, maybe it's the number itself, or perhaps just a subtle vibe you can't quite explain. Whatever it is, trust that feeling and let it guide you. Your choice will shed light on both the little trick to be mindful of and the special treat or gift October has in store for you. I wish you clarity in your choice, my friends. And with that, let's get started. Hey there, Group 1. Okay, so let's get started with the trick or illusion that needs to be made aware to you. Okay, so Spirit, what's the trick? Okay, we're starting out with, it's complicated. Okay, this trick is very complicated. Let me see here, what do we got? But in the center seems to be a moon and the number 11 at the top here. Could be some sort of initiation, as 1111 can signify a gateway opening. Some people see it as angels are nearby. It could be your special number. But let's go a little deeper. Let's get a moon card. It's lying in the subconscious of this trick that we need to be aware of. Let's see here. New moon in Cancer, relax. Something's complicated about relaxing in October for you. Cancer energy. Could be something to do with family, relations, connections, deep emotions. Since we're talking about emotions, let's grab an emotion card. Go a little deeper. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. It's complicated between relaxing and having a goal you're going after. Okay, so there's something to do with balance for yourself, Group 1. Balance between rest and movement. Between, action and healing. Taking time to heal or to recharge even. Okay, so that's interesting. And that's why it's a tricky situation, is finding that balance. But let's get a card for the treat now. What's a treat that comes along with learning to find the balance between relaxing and discipline, Spirit, for Group 1? Individuality is your gift or your lesson here. We have to go deeper with that, because individuality is learning to be comfortable in our own skin, learning to be separate from others, not always integrating our energies, knowing that we all are connected, but we all are our own unique being, our own unique blueprint, all of us, right? So let's get a moon card for that. Can we go a little deeper, Spirit, about this individuality for Group 1? What are we speaking on here? 3, okay. You gotta work through your feelings. That'll be the gift, being able to work through some difficult feelings. Forgive. Some tension between this forgiveness and relaxation card. Okay. There's some tough emotions that you have to work through, it seems. And the key here, the lesson here is forgiveness, which will give you the ability to relax. So whatever this discipline as well coming through has to do with heavy emotions or deep emotions that need to be addressed in October. And the last card you got here was Be Real. Taking on some of that Aquarius energy. I know that with Cancer, sometimes their emotions get kind of mixed together, so it's hard to read what Cancer really feels because they get drawn between what they're feeling versus what someone else is feeling. You don't have to be a Cancer to feel this way. It's just what Cancer, what their energy vibrates on. And in October, there's something to do with heavy emotions or maybe stifled emotions that continue to carry weight as they're not addressed. And it may seem complicated because I'm getting the impression that there's what you feel versus what someone else feels, and you're trying to tread lightly about something. Jumping from one stepping stone to the next, like jumping gently, is the vision I'm seeing. Which is very nice. You must be empathic. That's the impression I'm getting. If you hold a lot of Cancer energy, Cancers are very empathic, and you're trying to strike a balance. Finding the discipline and maybe boundaries between when to lovingly assert yourself versus when to take a step back. But something is complicated, but you need to address these feelings. That's the gift that Spirit is offering you. If you work through some of this tricky energy between learning to relax about something with regards to your emotions versus somebody else's, and also having the discipline to set your mind to working through this. It's almost like it's fear-induced. There's something with fear involved, with fully expressing yourself. That's why this Aquarius Be Real energy is coming up, because you're not being fully authentic with yourself or somebody else. That's why individuality and Aquarius energy is coming up. The gift of authenticity is what will be given if you're able to work through some emotions in October. Okay, Group 1, I hope you enjoyed this short reading. I kind of enjoyed trying something different with Trick or Treat, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Hey, Group 2. Okay, so let's get started with looking at the trick or illusion that you need to be aware of in October, okay? Spirit, what does Group 2 need to work through or be aware of? What do you want to bring to awareness to them in October? Okay. High Priestess of Water. Wow, so that's like a double message of intuition here. Water being the emotions, but the High Priestess has many powerful secrets. And she can be tricky energy too, because High Priestess doesn't just give her secrets to anybody. They have to kind of earn it in a way, okay? So there's something tricky maybe even secretive, around emotions that need your attention in October. And the number 4 at the top, I was drawn to the 4 here, if you can see it. Could be around foundations, stability, security. I'm seeing a tree, like the roots of the tree. So something about a foundation or the beginnings of something that needs to start a solid build upward, okay? So maybe where your roots are from, so family, could be around that, but it's deeply rooted in emotions, powerful emotions, okay? And again, the High Priestess is tricky to begin with, so it's funny it's coming up as with the energy of trick, okay? So let's go a little deeper. Let's get a moon card since it is emotions. Can we get a little more, Spirit? What are we speaking on here with the High Priestess of Water? Okay, breathe through the tension. All right. See the bigger picture. Find a balance. And lastly, forgive. It's all like one sentence too. Break through the tension by seeing the big picture that will help create balance to forgive. Interesting. So you're working with Scorpio energy with the tension, which High Priestess also carries a very intense energy, right? She's a little bit secretive like Scorpio is. See the big picture with Sagittarius energy. See all aspects of whatever this intense emotions coming through is. It's not time to hone in on the details because then it gets really murky. You want to kind of pull back and see the full picture here. And create balance with Libra, which will give you the ability to forgive. So this is very tricky. Spirit's asking you to do a lot of inner work here. Okay. Okay. I want to see what this forgiveness, what's the emotion? I'm going to grab an emotion card here. Okay. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Okay. So it seems to me this High Priestess of Water is drawing heavily on grabbing your attention towards blame. It seems that you're not quite sure where this imbalance of energy is coming from. It's coming from blame, whether you're blaming yourself or you're blaming others or others are blaming you. It circles around blame. And that can cause a lot of tension between people, right? When we start to feel that it's our fault, or others feel like they are being pushed upon that it's their fault. But sometimes we also get wrapped up in negative talk towards ourselves. It's always our fault. It's always about us, you know. when things go wrong. So there needs to be some introspection where this blame is coming from, okay? And it lies with looking at the bigger picture. Okay, so there's the trick. You got a lot of work to do there, group 2. But let's see what your treat will be, your gift, your lesson to help you move forward in life. What is that for group 2, Spirit? What is that for group 2, Spirit? Wow, perfect. Honesty. Honest with yourself. It is so hard to be honest with yourself when blame kind of skews the truth. You know what I mean? But your gift will be honesty and freedom within your mind of what's your energy. Perhaps you need to apologize for something, or it's not your energy and someone else has to take on whatever this blame is. Okay? But honesty can be hard to swallow, to digest at times, because truth is truth, no matter if it's good news or bad news, right? But at least it's the truth, right? No more, no less. So that is your gift. That's a beautiful gift from Spirit. And let me just get one more moon card. Can we go a little more deeper about this honesty, Spirit? Boy, 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, 4. Excuse me. Okay. Focus on the positive with this honesty. Like I just said, sometimes the truth is the truth, but it's not always a friendly face, right, that we're hoping for. But you need to focus on the positive, that what this honesty does bring as a gift or a lesson, okay? Know that you are loved with Libra energy. Whether it's self-love towards yourself, I love myself no matter what this blame is all about, or that others love you, no matter if you've made mistakes. It's working past that and finding forgiveness. All right? And forgiveness looks different for everybody, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean forgiving the other person, because it depends on what situation you're in, right? Some people's boundaries are different than others, right? But forgiveness within yourself or forgiveness of others, you will be able to determine that. But that's what the overall look is, okay? That Spirit's drawing your attention to with the trick. All right, and we also got trust all will be well. So knowing that you're loved, whatever will come, the solution with this honesty, trust that everything will work out exactly how it's supposed to. There are no accidents. Things play out the way they're supposed to, depending on your personal development, okay? And lastly, we got keep your heart open. Another Libra card. Keep your heart open. Keep your heart open to forgiveness. Keep your heart open to honesty, whatever that looks like. And remember, it's not exactly what we think it's supposed to look like. Sometimes it's something completely different. But keeping your heart open fosters heart chakra growth, okay? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this trick or treat spread. I thought it was kind of interesting, and I hope you got a little insight, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Hey there, group 3. Let's start off with getting the trick. okay? Or the illusion that you're going to be working with in October. What is it that you want to make aware to Group 3 Spirit? Ooh, okay. Alrighty, so we're starting with understanding. It's a beautiful card. Let's see here. I think she's got, excuse me for a sec here. Yeah, it looks like her hands are up towards the air, signifying openness, but also her hands are kind of giving herself a hug. So there's like acceptance, but also self-love going on in this image, okay? So understanding on many different levels. And we also got movement with a beautiful white horse. Yes, white horse. So purity with your movements. Maybe even clarity. And we also got the High Priestess of Water. Okay. So, one of the other readings got High Priestess, and what I always pick up with this card is that the High Priestess doesn't just give out her energy to anybody, okay? She has many wise words of wisdom to bestow upon people that are ready to receive, right? But she's the High Priestess of Water, so she's drawing your attention to something that's tricky about emotions involved, okay? Which requires understanding, and it says movement in the second card, but like action. There has to be understanding within the heart, but some sort of movement or action is required, okay? So let's dig a little deeper here. What are you speaking on here, Spirit, with understanding, movement, and High Priestess of Water? What are you calling to Group 3? What do they need to see? Leave the past behind. And since we're talking about tricks, it's tricky to leave the past behind, let's be honest sometimes, because if we don't work through the energy that's there, sometimes it carries into our present and possibly our future, right? It's like a residue that carries within our aura. And there's something to do with understanding the past, to leave it behind you, okay? And like I said, she's open to understanding why certain things have happened and why other things haven't, understanding your life path in a way, but also she's given herself a hug saying, I love myself no matter what I've been through, okay? And draw on some of that Capricorn energy, since it says last quarter moon in Capricorn. There's something to do with Capricorns being very goal oriented. So again, they look forward always. They barely look at their past because they're on to the next goal usually. Okay, there's something about switching your direction. Instead of looking at the past at something, try to work through some of it and commit yourself to forward thinking, okay? And then also you got a Taurus energy. Be proud of yourself. proud of yourself, because it seems here it's hard to move forward with this trick. Movement and Capricorn are kind of playing off each other. Be proud of yourself when you work through some of this energy in October, that you're open to understanding the lessons, the past lessons, and leaving them in the past so cycles aren't repeated. Understanding what the High Priestess has to say about some heavy emotion that may be very painful and hard to work through. Okay, so be proud of yourself that it seems that you're going to recognize it. And again, with it being Taurus energy, they're all about self-love, giving yourself forgiveness and acceptance of all the steps you've taken in life, okay? But let's see what your treat, your gift, or your lesson here is from Spirit, okay? While they work through the past, Spirit, of something heavy with emotion, what is the treat that they will receive with this inner work? Let me see. Okay, there's something here. Let me see. Darkness does not always equate to evil. Light does not always bring good. Okay, beautiful. Listening. That's a really beautiful saying. So things that we see that when we're looking in black and white, it's just human nature to always want to put things in a box. This is bad, this is good, right? What this card is speaking on, the gift of being the gray in the middle, in a sense, or understanding that what we sometimes put in a box that's bad or dark, and what's good and light, you're able to draw on, this might have been bad, this part of my past, understanding. This might be part of my past that I take in as a horrible experience or a bad experience. However, you're seeing the light in a dark situation. What have I learned from this? Right? The same thing with light. Thinking that we're doing good deeds, or I'm drawn to the saying, good intentions pave the way to hell, or something like that. Sometimes the best of intentions end up in the darkness as well. Okay, and there's many examples in history where somebody has had the best of intentions and it turned out to be a mess. You know, ended up in the darkness anyway. Okay, so again, the gift here is being that gray ground, being that balanced ground, to take what the past has thrown at you and transformed it into light, okay? Or a light situation, or seemingly light situation that has dark spots. Wow. There is a real strong message, a gift here of integration of both sides, or seeing the light and darkness in both sides. Okay, beautiful. But let's get a moon card just to go a little deeper, just to solidify this message. That is a beautiful gift and very hard to attain. But if you do this work in October, group 3, you'll be all the more wiser and able to navigate good and bad situations in life, and not putting things like we all do in a box. You'll be able to color outside the lines. Okay? Beautiful. Okay. A little deeper, Spirit, on this listening card. Okay, so step into your power. This will be an initiation to step into your power if you gain this wisdom, if you're able to walk the walk with this card. It's beautiful. Yeah, it'll initiate you to the next soul level. So you might be going through somewhat of a transformation. Like I said, it's very difficult to look at the past, or at least difficult situations in the past, and draw the light from it. And you're like, I understand why this happened. And look how much stronger I am now. Right? Anyway, group 3, I hope you got a little insight into this trick-or-treat spread. It was fun to do. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? Take care. Bye.